This teen's second job took him from flipping burgers at McDonald's to Millionaire. We've all had that terrible after-school job that involved wearing a gross uniform while working insane hours and making barely any money. And of course, you've somehow got to juggle homework and studying in there too. For some people, the experience becomes completely worth it. For Robert Mfune, it certainly was. When Robert Mfune was 16 years old, he started working at McDonald's like any other 16-year-old making their way through high school. However, when he found out that he wasn't quite making enough money, he began doing some extra work at a finance firm that dealt with binary trading. He'd run errands and fetch tea for people in the office. While working at the finance firm, Robert found that he had newfound interest in binary trading. He began to pick up some tricks of the trade and dabble in it himself. Binary options typically involve a zero-sum game of either a fixed return or a total loss in investment when a trader wagers on the market's direction. At the firm, Robert's duties included monotonous grunt work. When I got into the trading world, I had to get them tea or carry their briefcase from their cars. Or if they left their phone in the car, they'd send me, Robert said. But still, he managed to keep his head up. It was a part-time job, but I always see everything I do as an opportunity to keep learning. Robert certainly did his homework on the matter and took advantage of the situation. When I was a T-boy, I got to learn a few things as I was always with well-informed people. From the things I learned, I went home and did my own research, he said. He's obviously a very resourceful person. While he was working all of these hours, Robert still attended school. Going to college, working at McDonald's, and as a T-boy and trading from home was the toughest time of my life, Robert said. He must have rarely ever gotten free time. When it came time for school exams, Robert amazingly passed them with flying colors. Even he was shocked at how well he did given his crazy schedule. How he had time to study for and ace his exams on top of working so much, we'll never know. When Robert was 17, he set up a trading account under his mom's name due to him being underage. However, that plan fell through. It got to the point where she said, "You've got to stop doing this," so I went back to the drawing board, Robert said. Luckily, it wasn't long before Robert met someone who helped him learn the ins and outs of setting up a trading account. They quickly became friends, and as soon as Robert turned 18, they set one up under his own name. The rest is history. Today, all of Robert's hard work through the years has very clearly paid off. He's made millions trading and currently owns several coffee shops and houses in the UK where he lives and in South Africa, his home country. If you're gonna make it big, you've got to suffer for a few years, he said. When Robert was 18, he bought himself a Bentley. When I was 19, he said, "I decided to get it wrapped in a gold body kit. I was going to get a different car every year, but I thought, why not just change my Bentley?" However, his mom Susan doesn't really approve of his car. "I'm very proud of my son," said Susan. "I don't like his new car though. It's too flashy. Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but I just thought, why would you paint it gold? The silver was already good. But if it was me, I wouldn't buy it." However, it might simply be more of a matter of a novelty because according to Robert, he's the only one in England currently with a custom gold-wrapped Bentley. Robert certainly has a sense of humor about the novelty of his gold car. "I had one guy who wound down his window and made a rude gesture," said Robert. "But I'd do the same if I was in his position because why would you drive a gold car?" Throughout all of his earnings, Robert didn't forget about his mom, of course. He bought her a new car and a house. He said he wouldn't feel right having all of these nice things for himself if she didn't have everything she needed. Throughout all of this, Robert has managed to stay pretty grounded. He says that all in all, he's not as interested in the materialistic side of things. "It's nice to have nice cars, but I don't value them as people who see me driving a gold car," he said. "It's just a bonus. I'm more about family, friendship, and love."